Okay, so the next thing that I'm going to do, if you go virtual, you have the option to attend class live. And what that means is I will send you a Zoom link and you can get on your computer during fourth period and you can watch class. Or I teach fifth period English as well. If you would rather join fifth period, usually I send the link to both fourth and fifth period to all quarantine people. I don't care if you're in fourth period and you join fifth period, or if you're in fifth period and you join fourth period. I don't care. But you need to know that that is available to you. The other thing that I do is I record class. And so if you don't watch it, you can't join on schedule, then you can always go back and watch. I try to just record the instruction part, but that doesn't always happen. So here's the other thing that you need to know. If, let's say class starts at 11 and you try to get on and I'm not on yet, keep trying. Sometimes it takes me 5 or 10 minutes to get on to Zoom. So if you're interested in joining on Zoom and I'm a little late starting, don't give up on me. It may just be that it's taking me a minute to join. Everybody understand? So that is, if you have to go home and you have to go virtual, know that you do have the option to join class via Zoom. If you can't join via Zoom or you don't and you want to watch the instruction part, I will post the videos. Anybody know where I post the videos? No idea. Okay, perfect. So here is where I post the videos. If you look at the weekly agenda, here's our weekly agenda. And here, everybody see, the weekly agenda is only in the content library. It is not in your folder. So you have to go up here to my content library. That is where the weekly agenda is. The weekly agenda tells you everything that we're going to do for the whole week. But y'all, guess what? It changes. If I don't get through something, when class is over, when fifth period is over, I usually sit down and I alter the weekly agenda so that it matches what we're getting done in class. Does that make sense? So that's the reason why our weekly agenda lives only in the content library, because I change it almost every day. Now, this semester, I actually have a 6th period, so it will probably be the end of the day that I go back in and I alter things. So I probably won't do it. Used to, I had 6th period off and I would alter things then. Now it will probably be 7th period, or it could even be in the evening. But it lives in my content library and it lives there. It doesn't go into your folder, because if I put it in your folder, I can't change it. And then it gets really confusing because I change mine and yours isn't changed. So the weekly agenda is always in the content library. And it is every week I will put in there what we're going to do for the week. So if you look here, see here, over here, all these weeks, if you scroll down to the bottom, I've got it in here twice for some reason. Sometimes OneNote doesn't sync, and so then I redo it, and then it's in there twice, but I'm going to delete this one. All right, so everybody see where it says third quarter, week 1, and then it actually says January 4th through the 8th. And I know this is too small for you guys to see, but do you see where it says weekly agenda, January 4th? Oh, I know why. Hang on. I know why. I really want to be on this one, I think. Hang on, maybe not. Ugh. OneNote is so glitchy. Okay, well, I know why it's like this, but I'll tell you that in just a minute. Okay, so you see where it says weekly agenda, January 4th through 8, and then it says Monday. And I've color-coded this, but I have changed it just a little bit. I'm going to, in purple, tell you what we're going to do in class, and then in green, I know y'all can't read that there, but you can on your own. It's going to tell you your homework, right? So today we're going to go over common grammar errors. Set 1, we're going to do an exercise together, and then you're going to do one for homework tonight on your own. Okay, it'll be 15 questions. It'll be worth a homework grade for 15 points tomorrow. Okay, now, so here is where I post the videos. So at the end of today, I'll go up here underneath the in class, and right here you'll get a YouTube link, and it will give you the videos. So if you want to, let's say you have to quarantine tomorrow, and you didn't get to join us via Zoom, so you decided to go watch the video. You would just go to Weekly Agenda, which lives in Content Library, and you would go to Tuesday, and at the end of the day, I will post a YouTube link, and that will give you the instruction. That's where I post the videos. Everybody got it? Okay. Does everybody understand? All right. When I uploaded this, it was showing me that it was to date, and now it is not. And I went back and I checked it 3 times. So sometimes OneNote is glitchy, and I know that it can be on your end as well. So anytime you do something and you're worried that I might not get it on OneNote, if you're virtual, just take a screenshot of it and send me. You can email me that screenshot. Okay. There are a couple of things. Usually at the top of the weekly agenda, I put some things of note. And so this week are some of the things of note. One is when we were last together, we were reading chapter 9 of Just Mercy. I'm trying to get us through Just Mercy, even though we've enjoyed it. I think you're going to enjoy the next book as well, and I'll be telling you a little bit about that in the coming days, but you don't need to worry about it today. So we actually are only going to read the chapters that are dealing with Walter's case. He has some superfluous or some extra chapters in there that talk about some of his other cases. They're fascinating. If you want to read them on your own, read them on your own, but we're not going to read them in class. So I want you to know the last chapter we read in Just Mercy was chapter 9. We're going to begin tomorrow reading chapter 11. So we're skipping chapter 10. We're also going to skip chapter 12 because both of those are about kind of some of his other cases, not necessarily the Walter McMillan story. Okay? So just don't get confused when I skip chapter 10. That's why. Another thing that you need to know for this semester is that I am no longer going to accept late homework. Okay? So homework is due on the day that it's due. Either it's done or it's not done. A lot of that is not you guys in this class necessarily, but people were just not doing it and saying, oh, I'll just take half credit and just not even trying to get it done on time. And then it sort of becomes kind of a nightmare for me keeping up with who turned it in, who didn't. And then students generally don't even remember the next day to turn it in. So either you have it and you get credit or you don't. But I will say this, in order to get full credit for it during the notebook check, it has to be complete. So it is to your advantage to go on and do it, even if you forget to do it for class points. Go ahead and still do it so that when I check notebooks, you get full credit there. You don't miss points there too. Okay? So, and here's the thing. Every day I'm going to give you what you need. Put it in your notebook. Keep up with it, and then it will make the end of the quarter so easy because you'll have all your stuff. All right? So I'm trying to help you get organized. The other thing is we will have a test on Friday on what we covered today. So, and if y'all remember, that's sort of my pattern. I will cover material and then test you on it. Cover material and test you on it. That generally ends up being a test every week or every week and a half. Okay? So that's the other reason why you want to stay with us, because it is going to move a little fast so that we can get all this content in. Okay? So test on Friday this week on Just Mercy, chapter 11, and also the common grammar errors. Now, any questions? Last thing, I already mentioned this, but I want to say it again. Journals are doubling in points this quarter. And since I'm going to give you more points for it, I'm going to also be as strict, if not stricter, on my guidelines. Make sure that you have 4 sentences for each journal entry. Make sure that it is a complete sentence. If you just write yes, period, that does not count as a sentence, okay? I would rather not have to go through and count 1, 2, 3, 4, but I will if I have to. Make sure you have a complete thought. Make sure you have punctuation at the end. Make sure you have a capital letter. Make sure you have a subject and a verb. Everybody got it? Okay. That is the equivalent of 2 test grades by the end of the quarter. So that just by sitting in here and doing that and following those guidelines will really boost your grade if you're interested in boosting your grade. Okay, any questions? Y'all good? Okay, so first thing that we're going to talk about today then, so easy. And y'all, I hope what I'm going to teach you this week in grammar, the common grammar mistakes, these are grammar mistakes that I would say, grammar mistakes that people make that drive educated people crazy. So a teacher who has been teaching all of her life, when she sees these grammar mistakes, goes, oh my gosh, So most of this stuff is review. You probably know all of it, okay? So part of that is just a refresher, a reminder, so that when you are writing, you are remembering these things. The other thing is I wanted to give you something easy to start the semester with, right? So didn't take a whole lot of brain power. I know y'all are tired. I know everybody's brains are getting back into the mix. Okay? All right, Peter, wake up. All right, so first things first, on your orange table of contents, we are going to write our first, the first thing that we're going to put in there. And it is going to be underneath the grammar, and it is going to be number 1, and it is going to be entitled Notes on Common Grammar Errors. This piece of paper you will use, and I'm going to put a date on it, 1/4 through 1/8. We're going to be doing, you're going to add to this note sheet every day this week. So make sure that you bring it. And I will write it up here in big words, if I can find all my stuff. All right. So make sure you bring this page back with you every day this week and make sure that it is in your grammar section, okay? So, here we go. Notes on common grammar errors. And then put the date next to it, 1/4 through 1/8/21. Okay. You can also know these as grammar errors that drive educated people crazy. All right. The first common grammar error is what I have on my button. There. Anybody ever been sad and somebody said, oh, there. You ever done that to you? Yeah, maybe not. Okay, so everybody, we need to, number 1 is going to say, know the difference between there. I told you it was review and easy, but I want to dust the cobwebs off of your brain and make sure that when you are in your writing, you are doing these correctly. Okay, so somebody tell me, what part of speech is there? T-H-E-I-R. It is a pronoun, very good, and it is actually a possessive pronoun, isn't it? Right? So you use it to show ownership, right? So there, or it can be theirs if it's possessive even, right? So it is usually used to show ownership, right? Their desk or their notebooks or their lunch boxes. It can also be theirs, right? So anytime you are referring to a group of people, you're taking the place of an antecedent of a noun, you're going to use their, T-H-E-I-R. All right? What is this word, there, T-H-E-R-E? It is a place. Very good. It is a place. And it can, at times, be an adverb. It can say, go over there. It's still a place, but you're telling somebody where to go. So sometimes it can be an adverb, sometimes it can be a noun, but when you are talking about there as a place, it is T-H-E-R-E. Got it? Kelvin, you got it? Did you write it down? All right, write it down. You don't want to get a 0 on this. Come on. This is like easy A. All right, what about there? T-H-E-Y apostrophe R-E. What is this? This is a contraction for they are, right? So this is a contraction for they are, right? So you're going to write T-H-E-Y apostrophe R-E. Anytime you could substitute they are. This gives you a pronoun and a verb. There is a pronoun plus a verb, contraction. Got it? And so this is how you write it when you're talking about they are. Got it? Any questions? Okay. All right. So number 2. This one's easy too. All of these are easy. We need to know the difference between your and your. Y'all, I see people make this mistake all the time, and I don't think it's because they don't know. I think it's just because they're being careless. But what is the difference between your, Y-O-U-R, and your, Y-O-U apostrophe R-E? What is your? Uh-huh. It's, again, a possessive pronoun, right? So it could be your, it could be yours. And do y'all see how for possessive pronouns, we make them possessive by just adding an S, not an apostrophe S? So this is a possessive pronoun, right? So anytime you're talking about your or yours, it's spelled Y-O-U-R. What's the difference between Y-O-U-R and Y-O-U apostrophe R-E? Yes, this is a contraction for you are. And again, it gives you the subject and the verb, a pronoun and a verb together in one word, you are, right? So that's the difference. Make sure when you're writing, if you're talking about, if you could read you are, so can I say that's yours and then put Y-O-U apostrophe R-E? No, because you wouldn't say that's you are. Right? So it's got to be yours, this yours. If you're saying you are, then you can spell it Y-O-U apostrophe R-E. Everybody got it? Yeah? Okay. All right, number 3. Make sure you're writing this down. Everybody writing it down? All right, number 3. We need to know the difference. Y'all see? Between its and its. All right. Who can tell me what is its? What part of speech is it? And when do we use ITS with no apostrophe? This is a possessive pronoun, right? We can use it with things or animals. Right? So the classroom had a bad smell. It's not clean, right? That would not, you would not use ITS for that. You would actually use IT apostrophe S for that. So what is IT apostrophe S? It is. It's a contraction for it is. It gives you a pronoun plus a verb, right? All right, so anytime you can replace ITS with it is, then it needs to be IT apostrophe S, okay? What about, does that exist? ITS apostrophe? No, not in the English language, it does not, okay? So it's either ITS if it's a possessive pronoun or IT apostrophe S if it is a contraction for it is. Question.
Just curious, how do you spell color?
How do you spell what?
How do you personally spell color?
Like Americans do, C-O-L-O-R. I'm not British. Okay, but, okay, last one. This is the last time, and then we're moving on. See, this was relatively painless, right? You agree? All right, so number 4, make sure you're writing this down. Kelvin, you awake on me? All right, last one is know the difference between whose and whose. There's a theme here. Anybody see what the theme is? Yeah, so whose, W-H-O-S-E, is actually a possessive pronoun, right? So whose lunch is this? Who owns the lunch? Whose lunch? It's going to be W-H-O-S-E. What is this? Whose with apostrophe S. It's a contraction for who is, right? You got a pronoun and you have the verb. Contraction for who is. Got it? All right, so let's look again. We've got there, your, it's, and whose. You need to know the differences between those. One are possessive pronouns. With a contraction, it is always a pronoun plus a verb. So for it is or who is. Everybody got it? Okay. The second thing that I want you to put in your grammar section is common grammar errors set 1. And it is going to go behind these notes. And I've already punched holes in it for you. And we are going to go through really quickly exercise 1. Anybody not get one? Josh, did I get you one? I did. Okay. All right. Everything I just taught you is right there. Everybody turn to exercise 1 and let's do it together. Okay. So look at, oh my gosh, they didn't front and back these. Y'all aren't front and back either. All right. Oh well. Okay. So everybody go to exercise 1. It's on the 3rd page. Okay. Look at number 1. Car buyers now have their choice of gas, diesel, or hybrid engines. Josh, which one would you circle for number 1, exercise 1? Everybody get there. What you think for number 1, Josh? Huh? Which one? EIR, right? Okay, so it'd be the second one. Look at number 2. Everybody do number 2 on your own. Jennifer Anderson, whose real name is Jennifer, whatever, established a successful movie career after starring on Friends. Which one is it, Kaylee? Is it with apostrophe or without an apostrophe? You need a possessive pronoun or do you need an apostrophe S or contraction? The second one, it's a possessive pronoun. She owns her real name. So whose real name? So it should be W-H-O-S-E. Very good. Number 3, everybody look at number 3 and do it before I call on you. There is strong evidence that people who have dark-colored cats are more likely to develop allergies than people who have light-colored cats. Huh, who knew? All right, so make yourself a selection, circle the right answer, and Ella, what'd you put for 3? Huh? The first one, T-H-E-R-E. Very good. Number 4, who's going with me to Starbucks? Does it need to say who is going with me to Starbucks or who's going with me to Starbucks? Peter, what'd you put for 4?
Who is going?
Very good. So it's apostrophe S. Number 5. Everybody do number 5. Your belief. So do I need a possessive? Is your possessing something or do you need you are? What'd you put Kelvin for number 5? The first one. Very good. You need a possessive pronoun there. Very good. Number 6, Jerome, whose mother is French. So is Jerome, is who's owning something or does it need to be who is? For number 6, what'd you put, Eric? The second one? Very good. So it's a possessive pronoun, whose mother. So it would make sense to say Jerome, who is mother, is French, would it? So you need the second one. Number 7, everybody make a selection on number 7. This gum has lost its flavor. Do you need possessive pronoun? Is it owning something? Or do you need it is? What'd you put, Ashton, for number 7? The first one, very good. So it's a possessive pronoun, it's possessing the flavor. Number 8, Robert Frost wrote in a poem, whose woods these are, I think I know. Do you need a possessive pronoun or do you need who is? What'd you put, Kylie? The second one, because he's owning the woods, right? Whose woods, right? Everybody agree? Number 9, Samantha said an outsider. As an outsider, what's your opinion or your opinion? What'd you put, Nolan, for number 9? The first one, very good. You need a possessive pronoun there. Everybody do number 10 on your own. The war in which more Americans lost their lives than any other was the Civil War, which is estimated to have cost 920,000 lives. What'd you put, Kyle? The first one? Yeah. The first one, very good. You need a possessive pronoun, you need there. Okay, number 11, the ad asked, do glasses or contacts rule your life or you are life? What'd you put? Macy? Your, which one? The first one, very good. Number 12, it's a simple system to upload your photo images. So do you need is it owning the simple system? Is it possessive or is it is a simple system? What'd you put, Josh, for 12? The second one, very good. You need a verb there. It is a simple system, very good. All right, number 13, the bank has increased its or it is lending to minority businesses. Peter, what'd you put? 13.
It's the first one.
The first one, very good. Number 14, whose or who's aware that keeping a romantic relationship secret intensifies feelings for one another? What'd you put, Ella? The first one. Everybody agree?
Yeah. Oh no. I put the second one.
Okay, why is the second one not right? What is it? What is who's it possessing? There's not a noun for it to possess anything. So
Oh, I thought you were talking about 15.
No, 14. All right, good. Needs to be who is. All right, last one. 60% of all U.S. professional athletes have filed for bankruptcy 5 years after retiring, regardless of how much money they made in their careers. What'd you put, Calvin, for 15? The second one. Very good. Easy, right? So coming back, getting our feet wet with something easy. Okay, for homework tonight, I want you to complete exercise 3, and that is really all I have for you for the rest of the period. So if you want to take the next few minutes and go ahead and knock it out and be done, then you don't have any homework for tonight. All right? Any questions? Any thoughts? If you are joining us or joined us or watching this video, all of this is under your grammar tab on OneNote. Okay, so you can use the draw tool to complete exercise 1 and 3. Sound good? All right. Email me if you have any questions.